Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into a completely new take on leadership. It's really not about your title, it's about what you do. We're talking about taking those big ideas off a wall poster and turning them into actual habits, things you do every single day.
All right, let's really get into this because this one idea, it changes everything. It totally reframes leadership. It's not something you are just because you got a promotion. Nope, it's something you do through the choices you make every single day. It's a practice, right? Not a position you hold.
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? So if leadership is a behavior, how do you actually build up that muscle? Well, the answer is all about shifting from these kind of vague, abstract ideas to really concrete daily rituals. Things that are super simple, intentional, and something you can do over and over again.
Okay, so this whole framework, it's built on 5 key principles. They're called clarities, and they're what really ground your leadership. And trust me, these aren't just buzzwords. They're the foundation for acting with purpose.
So here it is, the whole philosophy in one spot. It breaks leadership down into these 5 core behaviors. You've got authenticity, showing up as you; purpose, leading with your why; role awareness, owning your zone; service, lifting others up; and values, acting with integrity. Now, I want you to pay special attention to 2 of these, purpose and values. They're kind of like your main guidance system.
Let's break that down. Think of it like this. Your purpose, that's your compass. It's always pointing you toward your true north, pulling you forward. But your values, that's your anchor. That's what keeps you steady when things get crazy. And you absolutely need both. One gives you that direction, the other gives you stability. Makes sense, right?
Okay, a philosophy is great and all, but it's only as good as how you actually use it. So let's get practical. How do we turn these 5 pillars into a simple, repeatable daily practice? Something that literally just takes a few moments.
And look at how simple this is. It's just a 3-part flow. You start your day with a morning self-check to set your intention. Then midday, you do a quick pulse check, kind of like a little course correction. And you end your day with an evening reflection, which is all about learning and growing. Just 3 small checkpoints to keep you centered, no matter how chaotic the day gets.
So those daily rituals, that's really the internal work, right? The stuff that keeps you personally grounded. But leadership isn't just about you, it's also an external thing. So now we're going to zoom out and look at the weekly and monthly rhythms. This is where you start extending these habits to your whole team.
First up, you gotta look inward. We're talking about a weekly, personal deep dive. This is where you ask yourself the tough questions. And hey, this isn't about beating yourself up. It's about building that emotional intelligence, sharpening your awareness of where you are and aren't really living out your leadership.
And then you take that leadership and you bring it out to your team. And listen, these aren't just more meetings to clog up your calendar. No way. These are intentional moments designed to build your culture. You've got the Clarity Roundtable to get everyone on the same page, a service shout-out to build that sense of appreciation, and a values pulse check to make your principles something you actually talk about, something real.
And then, once a month, you bring it all together. You look at your team's behaviors and you measure them against those 5 pillars. This is your chance to spot blind spots, celebrate the real wins, and set new goals, not just based on what you're going to do, but on how you're going to show up while you do it.
Okay, so why? Why go through all this effort? What's the point? Well, here's the thing. These rituals, they don't just change you. They create a ripple effect. They actually change the entire environment around you.
And really, this is the ultimate takeaway. Culture, it's not some memo that comes down from the top. It's the sum of everyone's day-to-day actions. These rituals, they are the tools that let leadership pop up from anywhere in the organization. And guess what? It can absolutely start with you.
So let's make this real. Here's how you can start doing this, like right now. Don't just think about it, schedule it. Seriously, put a 5-minute self-check in your calendar for tomorrow morning. Pick one of those 5 pillar mantras, just one that speaks to you for this week. And then, lead. Lead with the conviction that what you do really, truly matters.
And that leaves us with one last, really powerful question. It actually brings us right back to that very first ritual. It's the one question that will define your impact day in and day out. Who will you show up as tomorrow?